I will tell you, it's actually great to be here. You know, Phil's a great guy. I think a lot of us know Phil. It's difficult to find people who care about the issues that the community cares about. And so the ability to have someone who's elected to an office, to be a member of the assembly, who's actually going to fight for the issues that our community cares about is very significant. And I think Phil understands it on a very personal basis. You know, Baruch Hashem has young kids, and he has to pay for schar limit, and he has to pay for a mortgage, and he has all the basic expenses that many people here in our community have. And I think that, you know, even though he's not going to physically cover this particular area, I think that when he goes up to Albany, he's going to fight for the entire community's needs. And that's why I'm really here and I'm proud to support Phil, because I know that he's going to be someone who's going to fight for the interests of his constituents, of course, but also for the broader. And Phil Goldfeder will be an outstanding member of the New York State Assembly, and I'm sure that this is just the beginning of a very long, fruitful, and successful career. We just hope that one day, when he becomes a big mafia, he doesn't forget who we are. Thank you, Phil.
This is my first speech and my first crowd that I'm speaking to since I've officially become the Democratic nominee for the seat. It's an honor that this is where it is. Thank you to Ezra and his lovely wife for hosting this great event. And David said some really nice things, and and I appreciate that. But what makes government and what makes elected officials, gives them the ability to get things done, is their partners. You can't do anything alone. And anybody who's worked in this community, and everybody sitting in this room knows that you go from office to office, you find as many relationships as you possibly can, and the goal is to build relationships and really get a good voice going on any issue. And having local elected officials like Councilman Greenfield and like Dov Heiken, and God willing, these are partners of mine that won't be partners for a few weeks on just a few issues, but God willing, partners forever on any issue that affects the broader community. I'm very excited to be running for office. It's as someone who has been in government and public service for almost 10 years now, working in the city council and then for Mike Bloomberg and most recently for Senator Schumer, you get to see a different perspective in every step that you take. And in the city council, you get a good sense of how the city works and how you interact with various members and so on and so forth. And working for the mayor, it's from within the administration. Again, it's a very different view of government and public service. And I don't have to tell you, working for a man like Chuck Schumer, and people always ask, well, what have you gotten, what have you learned from Chuck Schumer? And I couldn't possibly fit that into a 5-minute speech. But the one thing I admire most about the senator and about David and about a lot of elected officials is the ethic, is the work ethic, is their ability to not be afraid to fight, to scream, to shout, to build coalitions, and to do what is not always the easiest thing to do. To keep pushing, to keep working, and to keep fighting to make sure that their constituents and their broader interests are represented. And I am humbled by the support, and I appreciate the support, and God willing, look to the partners that I will make in the campaign, and to do great things, and make you proud.